Okay, let's read some new cards. Finally, we've got Visas, Starfrost, Lore, an Earthbound Trap card, a new Red Dragon Archfiend card, a new Link 2 Warrior monster, and a Future Fusion retrain of sorts. Kind of. Not a retrain. Is it a retrain? I think they technically call them retrains. Anyway. Chomira Yugo over Future Fusion. Alright, well, I haven't heard too much hype about it, so chances are it probably sucks. Let's give it a look. Continuous spell card. During your main, activate one of the effects. Reveal a fusion in your extra deck, and then you can send one of the fusion materials mentioned on it by name from your deck to the graveyard. And if you do, you can't special monsters with that name, nor activate their monster effects for the rest of this turn. So it's a foolish burial for a specifically named monster on a card. But you cannot use... you cannot summon or use the effect of that monster that you'd send or the one you reveal. Like, what is it referring to? Nor activate their monster effect. Is it both of them?
Morning smile.
Because that's, the one you send. Okay, well, it seems kind of pointless, I guess, to do that. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think of, like, a card that you can send that triggers in the graveyard on your opponent's turn. But then again, it has to be something by name. So, yeah, I don't know if there's any card that is by name listed on a fusion monster that you would want to send. Okay, you can send Albaz, but guess what already does that? Branded fusion. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't think sending Albaz and then just leaving it there to rot for a -1 for a turn really does anything. I'm not gonna lie. A Cyber Dragon, I don't know if that's really great. What's that even trying to set up? You know what I mean? Fusion summon a Dark Machine fusion from your extra deck by banishing materials listed on it from your graveyard. Okay, so it's a Miracle Fusion. You can only use each of these effects of this card once per turn. I mean, I guess it's another copy of Overload Fusion, but I don't even know anyone who's maxing out on all 3 copies of Overload Fusion, right? Right? Like, this is literally just Overload Fusion. But I guess with the added option that you can send the cards... Yeah, I'm just kind of unimpressed with this. I don't even know how many people play Overload Fusion in, like, Cyber Dragon and Cyber Dark decks, but I'm pretty sure it's not, like, a 3-of copy. So it's like, if you wanted more Overload Fusions, you would just play more Overload Fusions, I don't know. I guess it kind of just replaces Overload Fusion, since you can just play this instead of Overload Fusion, because it literally does the same thing, except if you randomly ever, for whatever reason, need this first effect, it works. So I guess that kind of works out. But I guess Verte can't send this because it's continuous, so you can't even Verte. So Verte's better because it sends Overload Fusion. Is Verte legal in TCG? I can't even remember anymore. I don't think it is. So yeah, Master Duelists rejoice, I suppose. There you go. You can get this card in like a year from now. Yeah, this thing's useless. All right. New Link 2 Warrior. We've got Flame Tongue, the Blazing Magical Blade. Bottom left, bottom right. Link 2 Fire Warrior. Requires materials of 2 fire monsters. You can use this effect once per turn. Use the second effect of this card once per turn. Face up spells and traps. You can kind of be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. I feel like this is a volcanic card, right? With your face up blaze accelerators and stuff like that or something. Target one of your banished fires and add it to your hand. And if you do, you cannot activate the effects of that card with the rest of this turn. Well, that kind of sucks. That'd be kind of neat if you could, like, banish with Blaster, add back a monster that you banished off of the Blaster, then summon it again or use the effect or something, but the fact that you can't use it for the rest of the turn is a bit crappy. You can maybe add back, like, a Scatter Shot, potentially, that's been called by or banished or stopped by your opponent in some way. Add back the Scatter Shot, and then you've reset your Scatter Shot, or something like that. This seems like it was literally just designed for Volcanics. I don't really think that this is an Infernoble card, to be honest, and I don't know how relevant the protection effect is. I think it's okay. Like, admittedly, yeah, it's, like, fine. Although, how are you even making this? I think Volcanics don't really have that much swarming ability, but the new support makes it I wouldn't really call it a combo deck. I'm not sure. What other good fire decks are there in Yu-Gi-Oh? Fire Kings. Aren't we getting a Fire King structure deck at some point? Don't think so. Salamangreat, not really sure what that's offering in terms of protection. Banish cards, add back a Spinny, use it later. I don't know, that's kind of bad. Add back a Banished Gazelle, maybe that's been removed from play by your opponent. Yeah, I guess you would probably play this in Salamangreat as utility for maybe you need to add back Gazelle. At best, I don't know how tight the extra deck is in Salamangreat. Clearly, if you want to play all of the Salamangreat monsters with the Tensei Shokan mechanic, did you know that that equals like 17 or 18 extra deck cards? So you physically can't even play that. Anyway, I don't know. It's, like, fine. It's not terrible. I don't know what you would really play this in. Probably just Volcanics. All right. New Red Dragon Archfiend card. Fiendish Golem. A normal trap card. Great. We can trap trick into this if we really care. Target a monster on the field with 2k or more attack. I feel like so many of the Dragon Archfiend cards are just so win more. There's a million red Dragon Archfiend support trap cards, and all of them require you to already be playing the game, already have summoned your big crazy boss monster, your big huge like synchro dude, and then from there it does something, you know, and it's like, okay, at that point it's like a trap card in your hand. Is that really going to help you going second? Probably not. Anyway, it has to be absolutely bonkers to really warrant this playing, I feel. Target a monster in field with 2k or more attack, banish it to the end phase of the next turn. Like a little proto supernova dragon effect, I suppose. Then if you activate this card while you control red dragon archery in a synchro that mentions it, you can set a fiendish chain from your deck. Whoa! Oh, okay. Alright. Yep, no, that's a no from me. Earthbound Release. Normal trap card. When a level 6 or higher monster is normal special summon, tribute a level 10 Earthbound monster. Destroy as many monsters your opponent controls as possible. You do inflict damage to your opponent equal to the destroyed monster's total original attack. Why is it level 6 or higher specifically? I think you're supposed to like... Oh God, I'm trying to remember how the new Earthbound support works. It's been a couple of weeks now. I don't remember if you can trigger this manually on your opponent's turn, but I suppose, like, again, it's a trap card. It's going to have a lot less utility going second, and it's always going to feel very win more. Contributing a level 10 Earthbound to pop all of your opponent's monsters. I feel like there's just so much better disruption you can play in the game as trap cards instead of just, like, this really awkward, very hyper-specific activation requirement and setup of level 10 Earthbound to then destroy all your opponent's monsters. I feel like there's just other options. Y'all trying to do ass piss OTK or something? Okay, sure, I guess you can do some stupid Askelapisku tribute for burn damage combos, maybe. I don't know. This could be searchable. It has Earthbound in the name. I don't remember if any of the new cards search Earthbound cards. Maybe it's searchable. I guess at best this is an FTK card. Otherwise, there's just infinitely better traps to just play there. Like, that's my, just as a semi-tangent, this is my biggest, like, sort of point with, like, modern cards that get released that are, like, okay. Like, if you look at, like, any new trap card printed in the last, like, 5 years, it's like, how many of them are actually better than Solemn Strike? Like, maybe, like, 5 of them or something? Like, just straight up, just Solemn Strike. Just negate and destroy a summon or an effect monster. Like, there's very few that are, like, rivals that power level. I think some of the best trap cards we've had in recent years are, like, Ice Dragon Prison, D-Barrier, but that's actually quite old at this point. You want to feel old. Don't forget that D-Barrier is 6 years old. I'm blanking right now. I can't even think of better cards than Solemn Strike right now. Trap cards that have been released in the last 5 years. I generally can't think of anything. Okay. Anyway. Let's check out the Vice-Ass cards. Alright, here we go. So we've got a Pendulum. Oh, wow, that was what we were missing. A Heart Pendulum card. Wait, he's not even a Heart monster. Maybe it's a retrain? No, surely they would put Heart in the name. That's so crazy. Oh, new synchro. Freaking new spells, new traps. Like, what the hell? Alright, how good is this? Vice-Ass Samsara. Vice-Ass the Infinite. You can only use the second effect once per turn. 1521, level 4, Light Tuner. I mean, that's probably good just by itself, right? I don't think any of the Vice-Ass monsters are tuners, except obviously the big guy. You can only use the second effect once per turn. This card's name becomes Vice-Ass Starfrost while on the field or in the graveyard. That by itself could be good. Because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of bonus effects you can get by having the name Vice-Ass Starfrost on a lot of the cards. Target any number of your Vice-Ass that are banished on your field or in your graveyard. Shuffle them to the deck. If you do special summon this card from your hand, if you do it, gains 400 for each monster with different names shuffled. Maybe this is good because you can return back as Vice-Ass that you synchroed with, put it back into the deck, and then special this guy didn't do more synchro plays. Someone out there is definitely infinitely more intelligent than I am to come up with Vice-Ass combos, so this could be good, this could be terrible. I genuinely don't know. I guess it depends on how much of a crazy synchro combo pile we can come up with in terms of Manadium. I think that's kind of like the combo one. Veda Unpunished. Upanishad. Dark Warrior. Special Summon. I've never seen this in a card before. Special Summon. Did Pendulum cards say that? Wow, okay. Anyway, it's a scale 0, level 12, 0, 4,000 defense monster. Pendulum effect. Once per chain, if a monster is destroyed, place 3 counters on this card. This card's scale is increased by the number of counters on it. I don't know if you want to do that. Remove 12 counters from this card specifically. Does this work with Endymion? I'm sure you can replace this with Endymion, correct? Alright, let's see how good it is when you special summon it. By the way, you skip the third effect. Oh, wait, what? If this card you control will be used as synchro material, you can treat it as a non-tuner. Oh, sure. Okay. It's not spell counters. What are the counters? They play 3 counters on this card. I thought counters were supposed to have their own unique names, but I guess not. They are not spell counters. They are just counters. Remove 12 counters from this special summon. It cannot be normal. The set must be special by its own pendulum effect. You can only use special summon it once per turn away. Alright, so we can't cheat him out, I suppose. Once per turn, if your opponent specials a monster from the extra deck, banish 12 cards from your hand, field, and or graveyard face down. It becomes the end phase of this turn. Okay, then. Visas really trying to take you to a new universe, I see. Well, once per turn during your standby, return this card to the hand, then you can special one of your Veda monsters that are banished or in your hand, deck, or graveyard. Veda? Who are the Veda monsters? Is that like any of the Manadiums? I have no clue. Gosh, that's hilarious. I don't know how easy this is to stack up and trigger. Again, someone is probably smart enough to do this, but I assume this is this going to be the new Table 500 World FTK card? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what was going on here. Okay. Upanishad refers to late era Vedic and post-Vedic texts that ended up defining what would become modern Hindu theory. Modern Hindu theory. Crazy to think that a religion that's like 5,000 years old has modern theory. That's crazy. Very cool. Manadium Trilosukda. Light Fairy Synchro Tuner. 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner generic level 6 monster. You can only use first and second effect once per turn. If this card is synchro summoned, you can target a level 2 tuner in your graveyard, special summon if its effects are negated. Ooh, that's kind of scary. Ooh, tuner synchro that summons another tuner. Ooh, that's generic, by the way. That seems kind of terrifying. This card probably does something really dumb. Yes, I am also noticing that it is Kit Kalos in the lore. Now, if you look at the stats on this, you look at she's got 2315, whereas if you compare that to Kit Kalos has 2312. So she went through this entire arc journey through the Manadium portal from the tier limit Perla Rhino to the new peaceful planet Perla PP or whatever it's called. And all she gained was 100 defense. All that for 100 defense. So it floats a tuner in your graveyard, and it can target any number of tuners you control. Their levels become 2, and you can't special monster from the extra for this turn except synchros. I have a feeling that this card is absolutely busted and crazy. I just... Something about this just... It's a tuner that floats tuners and manipulates levels. Like, someone out there is probably having a field day with this on their testing and comboing. This is probably absolutely bonkers, but I'm not smart enough to tell you what exactly it ends on and does. Planetary Elegy. Normal spell card. You can only use second effect once per turn. Add a Veda monster from your deck to your hand. Okay, I need to go to the database here and see how many Veda monsters there are in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I feel like there is not that many. So I don't know how good these targets are. Okay, there are currently none. 0. So only like this guy and like maybe another one. There's 2. Okay, sure. Face up, tuner controls destroy a battle card effect with this in your graveyard, and Visas. Starfrost is on the field. You can banish this, target one of those destroyed monsters, and add it to your hand. Planetary Eulogy. The only thing I'm getting from this is like the lore is that they're basically trying to destroy all of the universes and restart them or something. Is that? I mean, that's like the whole circle of life and the ascension into Nirvana by the samsara that is pain and suffering in the world, right? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool lore they've got going there. Don't know if it's a good card, to tell you the truth. Target a monster you control and effect monster your opponent controls. Destroy that monster you control, and if you do, negate that opponent's monster effect until the end of this turn. Quick play. If Visas Starfrost is on the field, you can destroy the targeted monster. Okay. During your main phase of a Veda monster card on the field, you can banish the card from your grave, destroy a monster you control. A lot of self-destruction here. I mean, I get, like, what's going on lore-wise. I just don't know if it's good, like, you know, gameplay-wise. It's very cool lore stuff, for sure. Alright, Sarv Sarga. Is this supposed to be like a pun of sorts on Samsara? Sarv Sarga? Kind of looks like it from the artwork. Let's see what it does. You can only use the first and second effect once per turn. If Visas Starfrost is on the field, target effect monster on the field, shuffle that target into the deck. And if you do, during the end phase of this turn, its owner can add a monster from the deck to the hand with a different type and a lower level than the shuffled monster. I mean, it's a trap card, so it's probably garbage. If Vida is special summoned... while this card is in your graveyard, you can add this card to your hand. I don't know. This feels very slow. I feel like this is a combo deck, and then we're jamming traps in it that I don't even know if they're searchable or not. I don't think so. You get the idea though, right? Like you just you shuffle a monster back, you add a different one, it's getting reincarnated into something, into a lower life form. Very cool. Sanskrit to kill or destroy and is a root word for Lord Shiva, the god who represents the facet of destruction. Yeah, see, that's really cool. Lokka Samsara. You see, this artwork, by the way, is a banger. I mean, look at this, dude. We've got all of the visions of Visas here. Is that Kaleido Heart on the left here? Who's that? Oh, this one's Kaleido Heart, Light Heart, Visas, Starfrost, Veda, main man, who is the pendulum guy, I think, right? Rhino Heart, Rise Heart. Look at that, dude. Oh, this is Grief. Oh man, this card is so cool. Don't know if it's good though. Banish a face out. Visas! Starfrost! You control till the end phase. Special summon a heart monster with 3k attack from your extra deck. Ignoring its summoning condition, but it can only activate its effect once. Also banish face down during the end phase. So you can just special summon heart, like the Rise Heart from the extra deck. The Kashtira one. So what? Every deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! Hypothetically can just summon Macrocosmos for free? That seems a little bit silly. If your opponent specials monster from the extra deck while this is in your graveyard, you can add it to your hand. Oh, and then you can use it for next turn? Huh, okay. I feel like something silly can happen with this. I feel like something very silly can happen with this. Anyway, the other trap card seems a little bit meh. I don't know how good these spell cards are, honestly. The disruption that is available to you with this thing seems cool, but then again, I don't even know if it's searchable. I'm pretty sure it's not, because it's got all of these, like, non-Veda/Visas names on it. Now, the highlight of this, for sure, I mean, I couldn't tell you if these are useful. This pendulum does not seem good, but the highlight here, this, right there, Manadium Trilosukda. This card seems absolutely unbelievable. This thing is going to do some dumb combos. This thing will do stupid plays. Just you wait and see. Mark my words. All right. That's my reactions. Let us proceed.